Well, hi everyone. It is John Seymour, early serial entrepreneur here, coming at you today. First, to those of you watching, happy Easter. For those of you celebrating Easter, and happy Passover. For those of you that just finished celebrating Passover. So, we have another great show for you this evening. And if you have not noticed, ladies and gentlemen, that yes, over in the corner of the screen, you will see right about now a QR code. Just take your phone, scan that QR code. Once you do, it will direct you over to my link tree. If you have any problems getting to my link tree, just go to Believe Me Achieve. Remember, my hat says Believe and Achieve. So it's believemeachieve.com. And for those of you that are new, well, welcome. It's great to have you here. This is the second episode of the series. And you know what that topic is, don't you? Well, I'm going to share it with you right now in case you don't know. What to focus on to be a success. All right. And we're in episode 2. Remember, we do 7 episodes starting from Saturday, and we finish up on Friday night with the last episode. And so, welcome. And if you're one of my loyal subscribers, it is great to have you here again. Thank you for supporting my channel, IFYL, Inspirations for Your Life, and helping to help me to help you and others to have a better version of themselves in their life. And you know, the choice starts out with you, right? I can give you all these great tools and all this amazing information, but if you don't take the choice and make that choice, then nothing's going to happen, right? All right. So thank you for those of you that are coming back. I hope that many of the new people will become loyal, just like all of you that have decided to tune in tonight. So, what I want to share with you today is what else do we need to focus on to be a success? So, yesterday we talked a little bit about money. And so, what I want to share with you tonight is how do you focus on putting money in your life when sometimes people say to you, oh, it's not possible, all these great things, right? So, how do you combat that negative energy? The first thing I want you to do is you can close your eyes if you like. If not, that's okay too. So, what I want you to do is I want you to just imagine for a moment, all right? Imagine for a moment that you just received $1 million. And not only $1 million, you're now going to be receiving $1 million or more every single year. So if we did the math right, that's going to be close to around $7,000 because we want you to get over the million, you'd be getting like a million something. Remember, we gave you that number. And so if you're getting that number and to give you the truthful number, because again, it's going to depend on everybody, but we said there are 240 days in the year that you're probably going to work, right? And of that time, you're making $7,000, right? So $1.6 million minus 40% is going to get us right in at 1,000,008. So imagine you're making $1,000,008 every year, right? You've got the 1,000,008. And now I want you to think of that for a moment. I want you to think about how, where would you be right now if you were making $1,000,008 every year? Where would you be? What would the setting be like? Who would you be talking to right now? In addition to where would you be and what would the setting be like, I'd like you to also think about who would you be with. So now that you know who you'd be with, where would you be living? Would you be living in a state, a home? What would it be like? What would the furniture be like? How big would the home be? What would it be like? What would you have in your home? What would your kitchen be like? What's some of the things you'd like to do for fun that you now could do? What would you be doing right now if you were making $1,008 or more every year after taxes? What would you be doing? What would you be doing in your life? I know you'd be doing a lot of great things, right? But now, what are the kinds of thoughts you'd be thinking if you're making $1,008 a year after taxes? What kind of thoughts would you have? What kind of decisions could you now make that you'd be free to make since you make $1,008 a year after taxes or more? Okay, now I want you to imagine going to a store. Maybe it's a clothing store. And when you get there, I want you to think about all the things that you want and just tell the salesperson, I'll take one of those, one of those, one of those, one of those, and putting it into your cart or putting it onto the counter so the salesperson can bring those up for you. Remember, you can have anything you want. Now, I want you to think about what would you buy for yourself specifically? What would you buy for your friends? What would you buy for your family? What would you buy for your new estate? Perhaps, like we said, maybe a bowling alley. Maybe you'd buy a wine cellar. Maybe you'd buy an ice cream maker. Maybe you'd put in all kinds of LED lights. Maybe you'd automate things in your home. What would you do? What would you want if you were making $1,008 a year after taxes? Now that we thought about that, you know what it's like when you go to buy a car, right? I want you to think about driving the car you want to be driving, but this time I want you to drive that car into the dealership. And I want you to go into the dealership, and it's going to be different this time. And I'm going to tell you why it's going to be different. Get a little air in here because it's got a little warm. What's going to be different this time is I want you to think about what you would be looking at. What kind of car would you be looking at, right? What kind of car would you be looking at? Now, a salesman actually comes over to you, and imagine how he's coming over to you. And this time he wants to spend all this time with you. Usually he wants to spend it with other people, but he wants to spend it with you. Remember, you can have any option, any feature, any gadget, any selection, any choice. There's no price limits. You can have anything you want. What would you like? And now you can imagine how poised you're feeling when the salesperson comes over to you and he just writes everything up that you want because you can have everything that you want. All right? Now, thinking about that car, imagine yourself getting into that car, taking that test drive, and knowing that this time, this car is going to be yours exactly the way you want it. You're not going to have to settle for anything. You're going to get exactly what you want. That's pretty cool. Now, I want you to think about what else you'd want to do with that car. After you get that car, where would you like to take it? Would you like to go to a nice restaurant? Who would you like to show the car to? Maybe you want to get a second car. What kind of car would you get as that second car? Maybe that weekend car. What color would it be? What features would you put on that car? Now that you have that second car, I want to ask you this. You've got everything that you want. What would you now want to buy for your friends and your family? Would you want to buy them a car? Would you want to buy them clothes? Would you want to buy them a new home? What else would you want to buy maybe for your estate? Would you want a certain signed collection of dishware or wine goblets? Would you like a certain oil painting? Would you like another signed autograph, maybe a sports memorabilia? What would you want to have now that you make $1,008 a year or more after taxes? How does that feel, ladies and gentlemen, knowing that you make $1,008 a year or more after taxes? Imagine the freedom you can have. Remember, the money actually is not what makes you happy. It's the freedom you have. So now being able to go anywhere you want, do anything that you need to do, pick up going on a plane, taking a vacation at a last minute notice, and not worrying about the ticket price or the fare because it doesn't matter. You have plenty of money. You could buy anything you wanted. Pretty cool. Now, thinking about how all this feels and how you're sitting and how you're being and how you're talking as if you now make $1,008 or more a year after taxes. I want you to take your dominant hand, mine happens to be my right, take your non-dominant hand, which is my left. I want you now to think about that feeling, how good it feels, right? I want you now to take your dominant hand and pinch lightly on the crease of your non-dominant hand, just like so. All right, so then what I want you to do is I want you to think about that abundance. Think about all the things you can have. Think about where you'd like to dine. Think about how you feel now that you make $1,008 a year after taxes. That feels so amazing, doesn't it? Feels really cool. How you feel when you go somewhere, when you do things. You could just have anything you want. And you could do anything you want as long as you don't harm, hurt, or go against another person, right? We still want to be respectful. Thinking about all this, how content you feel and how secure you feel. You could just know that you feel so special and You can have anything you want at any time. You want a chef? You can get your own personal chef. Do you want your own chauffeur? You can get your own chauffeur if you want that. Oh, some people like to still drive themselves around a little bit. Do you want some custom swimming pool, maybe put in the form of your initials? I don't know. What do you want? How does it feel to have everything that you've always wanted in your life? Does it feel really good? Now that you have everything you want, imagine giving away some money to people that need it, maybe some charities, getting that tax deduction and keeping it confidential except for the tax deduction. Nobody knows that you gave it. Just feeling so good that you're able to do amazing things for people in this world. You feel really good, don't you? You can feel how high you feel and how amazing it is that you make $1,008,000 a year after taxes. That's pretty cool. And you feel on top of the world. And you are abundant. You feel abundant because you are abundant. Every day you're attracting more and more abundance. And you're so grateful for the abundance you have in your life. I mean, you can't feel abundance any stronger than you already do. Release your thumb from your other hand. Now take your thumb and index finger and go back and touch. And if you did it right, you'll feel those feelings returning right back to you again. All right. So what you can do every day is you can anchor yourself so that you are able to feel the money. Now, we're talking about money because I know that's important for a lot of people, but I'm going to talk to you about how we can anchor other things and how we can think about other things we're going to focus on to be a success in our life. So money is one area, right? So we're going to work on that today, and we worked on that yesterday. So feeling money, knowing what it feels like, money being in your bank account, money being in your wallet, money just being all around you, being grateful and thankful for any amount of money you have or you get, being thankful and grateful for all the money that you're going to receive. Feels pretty cool, doesn't it? Just knowing you are so content, you're so happy, you're just able to get anything you want. You just keep attracting more. In fact, the more money that you give out, the more that you get back in. So it's like this cycle. And you feel so good because you're giving, and yet more clients keep coming to you. That's pretty amazing, right? So now that you know this is possible, 1 or 2 times a day, just take your thumb and index finger and just pinch again to the other hand. And when you do that like once an hour or once every 2 hours, and then just let go and you feel that feeling. And that's going to draw it into you. That's going to focus your attention on wealth, on abundance. Remember what we said before. Energy flows where your attention goes. Energy flows where your attention goes. So if you understand that thinking abundantly, that feeling abundant is the first step to attracting abundance in your life, then my friends, you're on the way to immense wealth. Remember, what you generate inside your body, your heart, connected with your mind, has to feel wealth, has to believe it. You have to know that you're worth it. Remember what I say over here, ladies and gentlemen, you have to believe to achieve. Hey, it's it, ladies and gentlemen. If you like my hat, we're going to tell you very soon. Keep watching the episodes. Probably another month or so, we'll tell you how you can get one of your own Believe and Achieve hats and how we can actually make a hat just for you guys with your own name, with your own company, branding, QR code, or whatever message you want to put on there. We can do that just for you. When you think about abundance, know that you are already abundant. And if you focus on what you have, maybe it's the fact that you have X dollars in your wallet, you're abundant. See the numbers increasing in your bank account. See the fact of getting discounts, maybe getting even things like a free cup of coffee. All these things are attributing to the fact that you are abundant, and they're coming to you in all different ways, in discounts, in money, in free things. But the best thing about abundance is you feel so amazing. And other people can see that something's changed in you. They don't know what it is, but they know something's changed in you and they know it's for the good. And when they see this, they're like watching you like, what happened to him? What happened to her? Why are they suddenly on an amazingly positive cloud 9? That's what happens when you become content and abundant in yourself, you actually cause more attraction to pull into your life. We've talked about the fact that attraction is abundance, right? So abundance and attraction work together. So the more that you focus on abundance, the more you will naturally attract it together to pull it towards you, just like a magnet. Okay. So when we think about it, we have to realize that we don't just think about it and it appears tomorrow. Okay. That doesn't happen, right? Just like this little technique I showed you, you have to probably do it maybe 7 days, maybe 15 days, maybe 30, maybe 45. So you're really going to start to feel it and believe it. But just taking your thumb and index finger and just locking together with that pinch, I already feel those chills in my back. I already feel that abundance. And it can work for you too. But the first step is you have to feel it. You have to believe it and know you're going to achieve it. It's really, really critical. And when you feel it and when you breathe it and when you know that it's there inside your body, okay, it's already coming on the outside. May not be here yet, but the order to the universe has already gone in that you're becoming abundant. That's pretty wild, right? So throughout this week, we're going to talk about more things that you need to focus on to become a quote unquote success in life. Now, you're going to get naysayers. You're going to get people saying, oh, what are you doing? This is all nonsense, malarkey. It's not. I never tell you to judge anybody, but look at their life, okay? And not to judge it, but just to look at it and say, gee, what are they doing? Now, they're knocking you. But where are they? Are they further than you? And again, not to judge them. I'm just saying to say, look at what they're doing. They're not any further. So they're obviously not advice that you probably want to take. And they're either probably jealous of you, okay? Or they're just a negative person. It's probably number one. It's probably the fact that they're jealous of you. And they don't like the fact that you're becoming abundant. And they're like, well, if I can't have it, then you shouldn't have it either. You see, real abundant people want others to become abundant too. Do you know why? Because when someone else is abundant, okay, they're going to be grateful for that. And that's going to also attract gratefulness and abundance into my own life. That's pretty powerful, isn't it? So focus for tonight is on abundance. Well, John, how do I focus on it if I don't have any money right now? Okay. So maybe you have a nickel, maybe you have a dime, maybe you have some money in your wallet. Focus and feel that abundance. Maybe take the money out of your wallet before you go to bed, smell it, and be grateful for the money that you have. Think of your bank account. Maybe take your bank account. You can print it out. Maybe take let's say white out and maybe write the number you want to see. Maybe it's 1 million. Write that number on there and look at that bank statement. And know that abundance is already on its way. It's on its way. You don't need to check on it. You don't need to put the order in again. You just need to keep believing and sending it out there because you know it's coming. I can't give you the day, the hour, or the minute when it's going to reach you, but you know it's there. You can feel it in every muscle, every bone, every ligament, every tenet in your body. And because you can feel this so strongly, you know this feeling is not something that you just pulled out of the air. This is something that you are manifesting. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, you know by now who I am. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It has been an amazing privilege, a pleasure, and an honor to be with you this evening, talking about what to focus on to be a success in episode 2. So I encourage you right now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, to please go ahead and support, give an encourage mark. And you know what I'd love you to do? I'd love you to go ahead and comment below. Have you ever focused on abundance? If you haven't, why not? Is it because you felt you weren't worthy of it? Is it because other people told you you're never going to get it? Part of bringing something into your life is making sure that you understand you're worth it, believing it, and you'll achieve it. And then adapting a discipline to be consistent and do it every single day. Now, abundance is something that will come to you. That I promise you. but you have to start with the belief here in your heart and your mind and connect them together. Of course, you know what I'd love you to do? Tag your friends, your colleagues, and your associates and share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then go to my YouTube channel and type John space E space Morley space serial entrepreneur and look for that key phrase. Help keep our content free. Below that, make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a cup of coffee. You know, we'll be so grateful with those pennies and dollars. We'll invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, and new software to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational, inspirational content on the planet and even other galaxies to help you light that fire, to take that inspired action and bring those dreams into your reality. Once again, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Easter, and I'll be back tomorrow with episode 3. Take care, everyone.